And we are live.
Good.
Are we? Yes, I think we are. Let's check it. Come on.
I don't
Come
see
on,
anything
guys.
on the stream yet.
There's a slight delay. Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Come on. You son of a
Oh,
gun.
maybe I have to refresh the... Because last time it just nothing happened for like 10 minutes, then I refreshed and realized it was working actually. I see that.
No, I don't think it's working this time.
No, I just see StarCraft
Oh!
Leipzig.
It is working.
Good.
Alright, guys. Say hello.
Hello.
Does anyone wanna watch live or just on stream?
Yeah, everyone can join the actual game if they want to. But it doesn't seem like it, so I guess we can start.
Okay. Not getting the chat yet. Oh wait, messed something up. Of course I did. Okay, can we make it so that Doermineedor is on top and he is red and TheAwaken is on bottom and blue?
I have no idea how to change. Oh, you have to tell them, I guess.
Close screen. Okay, now it works. Okay, everyone ready?
I think we are. Oh, we're still waiting for one spectator. Okay, let's go.
Okay, actually, can you introduce TheAwaken first, and then when you introduce Dermy, I'm actually gonna switch to your camera, because he wants to have an intro song. This is kind of new, but I kind of like the idea.
Okay.
Yeah. This is boxing now.
So we have which is like number 4 or 4th Showmatch or something?
No, it's the 8th.
8. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
This is
I
StarCraft
watched like
Leipzig
I watched
Community
like 3. I
Showmatch
think.
number 8.
Oh wow.
And it's
that's
brought to
fun.
you by Thomas, aka Dayman, and myself, Paul, alias gXxshock.
Yep.
And we're still waiting.
Mm.
Well,
For a spectator.
that's like
The match is between TheAwaken, a Protoss player, and Dermy, a Zerg player. I've played with TheAwaken once. He is bronze level, but he says that he practices like 3 hours a day. And I've seen him play against a friend of his, and well, I'd say there was a lot of room for improvement, and it looked very shaky. I think it was out of the bronze players in our group, he looked the weakest out of all of them. But apparently he's been practicing a lot and with some clan members or something, and he has played a few ladder games, and hopefully he has improved by now. I also tried to like teach him just straight up build order, and yeah, I'm curious to see what he's gonna do in this game.
Yeah, I'm really anxious too. And you want to introduce our all-star now?
Sure, it's wonderful Zerg player Andreas Doermineedor, or just Dermy in short. He's been struggling in bronze for a long time, even though he's practiced with several of our platinum level players and has been beating them too, but still has been struggling on ladder, but has at least been able to get into silver. But since he's been playing some decent players, I think despite the ladder difference not being that much, I think he's definitely the favorite in this matchup against TheAwaken.
Alright, thanks for the introductions. And
was there like epic music playing during?
Yeah, the thing is, I didn't know when to start, and so I just skipped ahead, and I think I probably missed some epic intro, so it's gonna hit me now.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Well, I'm not Total Biscuit either. I'm good at making everything sound epic.
Well, you're here for the strategic insight while I provide the comedy value, I guess.
Well, I should be able to do better than Total Biscuit in that department, I guess.
Yeah, you definitely will. Alright, so how are you doing in the game?
This is already looking pretty unusual. Our Protoss player is going for a fast expand, but he threw the gateway before the Nexus, which isn't really ideal because the point of going for fast expand to just get a lot of economy early on. But I mean, either this is some special tactics I haven't seen yet, or he's just screwing up the build order. We will see, I guess.
Which one's more likely?
Well, on server, I guess it's more likely he just fucks it up, but other than that, I mean, it's not a huge deal. It's 150 minutes later, but it's not the end of the world, and everything else is looking pretty standard so far. Dermy, on the other hand, did go for gas on 2 base, while a lot of players nowadays go for a very fast third hatch without gas, and he already has his Roach Warden. Now, if I scouted a Zerg player doing that, I would be really scared that he's gonna do some aggressive boss, but apparently, I guess he just threw it down for defensive purposes, and he's not building any roaches.
Yeah.
Despite having the Roach Warden.
But TheAwaken doesn't know anything about that. He still doesn't know about the Roach Warren, and yeah, I think he's pretty much in the dark right now.
Well, the worst part about what he's doing is that he's still not building his cybernetics core, and that's... I mean, now he started, but it is pretty late, and I thought the one advantage you would have out of getting the gate before the Nexus is that you could have a faster cybernetics core, and you could pressure with zealots earlier, and you could get faster warp gate and faster stalkers, and pressure with that. But he didn't do any of this. And,
yeah, and Dermy is now already moving up, and it seems like he's gearing up for a pretty big push here.
Yeah,
I mean, he did quite a few units on the map, and even more in production. It's 5 roaches, 12 links, and a couple more just finished. So we're up to 20 links now and 7 roaches. So
yeah, I mean, he did build 2 cannons, but against that amount of units, if you don't have any stalkers or any sentries, more importantly, then it's still gonna be really hard to deal with it. Especially since I don't think the choke is tied to the Zergling should be able to just run through. But maybe I'm wrong. I guess I am, because
maybe he hasn't tried yet. I'm just not getting why he's not attacking.
Yeah, it doesn't look tight to me. The spot above the gateway, but I don't know.
Warp gate is only halfway done. We have another stalker warping in, but there are.
But I gotta say, like,
other gateways.
The problem here is Doermi really needs to do damage. He's massively behind in economy because he has only 23 drones to 39 probes.
Yeah.
So he really needs to do something. He can't wait around forever.
Higher leagues,
There's still a bit of time until Warpgate is done because of how late it was started, but he needs to make something happen now. And I think he could if he just stopped being so indecisive and just went for it.
Yeah. And he even got the zealots out of position.
Sentry easily. That sentry was out so far, he could have easily killed it. I don't know why he isn't attacking.
Now Warpgate is done, but TheAwaken has like 1,400 minerals on his back, so...
Well, at least he won't have any trouble building units, you know.
Okay, one cannon is powered.
He just needs to move in with his units. Like.
And TheAwaken should actually warp in some units.
He shouldn't go for the pilots, he should just kill the cannon, I think.
Yeah.
Still looking good.
This Nexus is gonna go down. There's no doubt about it. But he should just go for it. Straight for the jugular. And I think that's what
he's that's
doing.
Looking very bad for Protoss player.
Yep. Killing that pylon. Now there's nothing left, and that's GG. That was pretty quick.
Yeah, although it should have been even quicker, but it still worked out in the end.
Yeah, if he would have just defended, he would have been fine. 40 probes against 20 drones, come on.
Yeah, if he would have survived, he would have been in very strong shape. But he just didn't have any units because the warpgate was so delayed and...
Yeah, and he just didn't spend his money. I mean, if you look at the unspent resources, that's 800 resources, 800 minerals, and
he had 1,500
this was just a 10-minute game.
He had 1,500 minerals when his warpgate was about to be done. That's the main thing that I saw when I played against him. That was like the biggest issue, that he just really early in the game he had a lot of overmins.
So it's definitely something you can improve on.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed because despite the gateway before the Nexus, like that was just a minor issue, and I think besides that everything was looking pretty decent. But then he just didn't build the cybernetics core, and everything was just delayed, and he didn't have any units.
Maybe it was his nerves getting to him. We'll find out.
Yeah, he stated that he's really nervous, so that could definitely explain it. So we're gonna have another game on Shakulas. So
always a fan favorite. Though for Zerg maybe not the best choice, but we'll see.
No, it's a good choice from TheAwaken because it's pretty good for Protoss, I think.
Looking good. Also, we've got 2v2s now.
I don't think so.
Same thing with the colors, please, and the left and right thing.
Yeah. Colors remain the same, and then we calling it the Pink Power Ranger. I don't know about that. Okay,
Not quite there yet. Keep on training.
Okay, so we're starting up our second match. So I find it really interesting that Doermi decided to go for such an aggressive opening, like almost all in on the very first map. Like, I haven't played too much with him recently, but I don't think he's generally much of a cheesy player. So I guess
I don't think
he's
he is, but maybe this the strategy worked for him, and he just wanted to do something where it's over fast and he has an early advantage.
yeah, I think it's smart because it's just it completely like if you do it in the first game and win with it, then your opponent is just gonna be so scared of that type of strategy happening again. So he might play it, say, safer than he normally would, and just maybe then Dermy can outplay him in a macro game.
Yeah.
Like nowadays in GSL, like a lot of people like Parching, who's probably the best PvP player at the moment. They like to have this best of 3 mentality where they win one game and then when they do win it, they just go for the cheese second game and then, you know, either get an automatic win or just have time to focus in the third game. But I think doing it in the first game is actually really interesting and just a smart thing to throw into a best of X anytime.
Yeah.
Because it makes your opponent feel unsafe from the very start of the game, very start of the series round.
Yeah, definitely something you can go for.
And there we go. Now he's going for hedge first. So far he's about as economic as he can be.
Yeah, and he already had a slight advantage because the Awaken scouted the diagonal side.
Yeah.
While Dermy shows the right side to begin with.
I just need to be careful that he doesn't get cannon rush. Personally, I think I don't really like going for and he has a really late pool. Like you gas before pool after going hedge first. I think the smart Protoss could really abuse that with some cannons.
I doubt that was on purpose. I really doubt it.
Yeah, maybe. But doesn't look like the Awaken is planning to do anything of that spell play.
No, he's just scouting around.
And again with the gateway before the Nexus, so his economy is really delayed in the...
Yeah, now he also has to put down an extra pylon he doesn't need to when he goes Nexus first, right?
Well, sure, but he didn't go Nexus first, so I mean, ideally you just wanna go for like you build the forge at 13 or 14, then you build the Nexus at 17, then you build the gateway at 17, and then you build a pylon.
Well, Dermy's going for supply block now, but it won't be as bad, I guess. And that
already with
can still scout freely.
He's going again for a second cannon, and I actually like it because he knows that Zerg is not going for fast 3 and he knows that he's going for fast gas, and whenever I see Zerg go to 2 base gas, I always get a second cannon.
And how are we doing on the cybernetics score this time? Is it on time or was it delayed again?
Well, it was definitely... well, he built it like after he had 2 zealots up. Really, basically, you should always, no matter what matchup you're playing, you always build the cybernetic core right when your gateway finishes. And you don't build any zealots if that means you don't have the money for it. You just always get the cybernetics core right away. So I guess that's just the way he has learned the build order, but I just don't think it's very efficient.
Yeah, I also think that 3 zealots is maybe overdoing it a bit.
I think it's okay if he actually does something with them. If
yeah,
he's
exactly.
being
Now they're just standing around. These could have been probes or some kind of attack path.
Yeah, because I mean, what's the point? If Zerg goes for heavy roach aggression, which I guess we're seeing again, then
yeah, it seems
zealots
like it.
are not what you want to do. You want to have sentries, you want to have stalkers.
Oh, I guess never change a running system, and
But this time, I guess he was feeling insecure and built a third cannon. And the map is just better, much better against it because Zerg has to walk up the ramp now. And he has a sentry in this position, so I think if he plays this smart, he should be able to hold this.
yeah, but he's going for a supply block again.
Unfortunately, he's again like way behind. Like he's just not very good at spending his money. It's like 700 minerals.
Yeah, and it's 42 army supply against 8. I mean, most of this is roaches, but they can do the damage. And if Dermy is decisive this time, then it should work. I don't know what happens if he's undecisive like last time, because it seems like it would be easier to hold this time, and
yeah, the roaches took a lot of damage, and the zealots, actually in this case I guess the zealots are helpful because he just attacked with his roaches, got them killed first, and now he mostly has Zerglings left, so it's nice that he has a second wall of...
It's the same picture again with the worker supply. It's 40 against 25, so if he holds this, he's fine.
Yeah, and more importantly, he's able to get a second sentry, so there's 2 force speeds available.
But he's
and
still
if
not spending
Zerg
his
just
money.
runs up the ramp, then he's just gonna lose a lot of units. Now he is taking his third, but he won't have any drones really to saturate it at the moment.
Yeah.
However, none of that is gonna matter if Protoss just doesn't... like, there's no point in having much better economy if you don't actually use the resources to build something, and Protoss is not doing a very good job with this. He has 1,200 minerals.
Yeah, that's way too much this early in the game. And this is definitely the reason he's still in bronze, no doubt about it.
Yeah, this is probably the biggest thing. It already was when I played him. And Dermy managed to get through despite 2 sentries because he used one of them on Guardian Shield, and I guess he just barely didn't have enough energy, and now Protoss is actually really in trouble.
Oh, he killed all probes in the main.
He pulled a few, but he still lost a lot of probes.
He will lose a lot of stalkers. But supply-wise, it's pretty even. We'll see if Dermy goes for another attack. But the worker supply is now evening out again. So this game is still open for anything.
Yeah, no, he needs to kill the Zergling in his main. There you go.
Oh yeah.
But the problem is that he's forgetting to do everything. Like the pressure is just too much, and he just forgets to do things. If he actually built a whole bunch of void rays, now he's finally continuing void ray production. But he could have done this a lot.
Thing is, this happened. Like he wasn't spending his money before the attack even happened. So there's something fundamentally wrong here. Oh man, so many units streaming over.
Yeah, like if I had this many minerals, even if it's theoretically not what you should do on 2 base, I would just throw down so many gateways so I can finally get some units out. Like there's no reason not to. Now he needs to put up some good force fields. This one wasn't the best. Basically, most of the Rochers could still attack. But he has an immortal out now, so he's safe. I guess what he's going for is to just go for a large amount of void rays and completely overwhelm him. And it might actually work, because at the moment, Dermy, I mean, he does have the Evo chamber, so he can build spores.
And
but
he's
building
the infestation pit now as well.
Yeah.
But we have
he's moving out with 3 void rays now, and he only has like 2
Dermy
queens.
can see them. He's still going for the attack. Maybe because of it. Oh, that immortal is a nice chokehold.
He has sentry energy. He can throw down another force field, like 2 force fields, but one of the sentries got sniped, and the other one got sniped as well before he could throw down any force fields.
All these stalkers are going down. And he forgot about his void rays at the same time. Now he's moving back.
And he's moving back instead of attacking.
Yeah. Sometimes it's better just to go for it. And it seems like Dermy's taking this game again. even leaving half of his units on.
Well, I don't think he's
Well, we'll see how this
unnecessarily.
base changes.
Oh, he's attacking his own gateway with
Oh,
the only
this is
units
not
he has. That's not good.
Oh,
Please attack the roaches, please. Oh.
oh, these warriors really cleaning everything up. Half the army is still downstairs. Okay, all these roaches died. But well, he's now going for all the probes as it seems, but not quite. It's like attacking the gateways.
Well, he is scared of the void race, so he's just attacking the Stargate, which is
I don't know that
probably a
that
good
makes
decision.
sense, but
Well, I think it does.
Just
because
go for a counter
The void
and
rays
then-
are the only thing that like can scare him in any way. Like he has void rays out, and he built a lot of them, and he just doesn't have any
he's
anti-air.
building 50, 65 roaches.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's pretty good either. Like if you can't beat the void ray army straight up, you just stream in Zerglings, because void rays are not very good against Zerglings. It just takes too long to kill them.
Yeah, and he can still stream in links. I mean, these zealots are not in a position hold, so. Oh,
Yeah,
he
but
took
really,
his fort now.
So we have 2,700 minerals from our Protoss player and 300 gas. He's not mining out of one of his gas geysers, only with one of his probes.
Yeah. But Doermi should definitely start thinking about adding additional gas. His composition just purely based on links is not gonna work.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. Like he's building 3 infestors, but like if
Yeah, but he's
Protoss
just
had
running on 2 gas.
if Protoss had
Okay.
just attacked with like 3 of his or 4 of his void rays, I think he could have done a good amount of damage.
Yeah,
Now
they're
he's
still
just-
sitting in there in front of the base.
Yeah.
For some reason. He probably forgot about them, I don't know. He's still adding additional Stargates. Which is a good idea, I guess, but I mean, he can just force field the ramp indefinitely.
Yeah, I think what Zerg should just go for is, I mean, he has a big advantage. It's just go
Moved
for
in,
tag,
turned
go for
around right
Hydras,
away.
go for fire. I don't even think when you have the Protoss that cornered, that infestors are the best way to go. I mean, in a standard game, I think they're probably optional.
Oh, he just killed 3 infestors.
Yeah, but like when you own, all you need to do is kill void rays, and Hydras is just the easiest solution.
Yeah. Well, he saw the Immortal, so he knew that there was a robotics bay on the map, so maybe that was his reason not to go for Hydras. Just to
Facility, yeah.
not
but-
force any Colossi. But, I don't know. He could just go for anything. I mean, he has complete map control, even though he doesn't have any creep spread whatsoever. It's kind of a wacky
Yeah.
game.
Like the only problem is that he really should have way more drones. His natural is complete. Like now as I say that 5 drones pop out, but it's still not very well saturated.
That's Murphy's Law for you. Oh, I guess TheAwaken is going for a hidden expansion. Well, with 4,000 minerals on the bank, I guess you can
4,000
do
minutes.
anything.
Imagine if he had like 40 zealots more instead of doing all these overmen. 40 charge lots would just, along with the army he already had, they would just crush through infinite Zerglings, and a bunch of infests wouldn't change that.
But he's building up quite the death ball, even though he was supply blocked for ages now.
Yeah, I think Doermineedor needs to make sure he doesn't lose this lead. Like he needs to go for a proper late game Zerg army
Yeah.
composition. But he is rebuilding roaches, which is definitely what you have to do against this many zealots.
And this is
But
also something I struggle with. Like if you have the lead as Zerg and it's going into a late game situation that you just get crushed by the death ball and can't actually resupply on the right units in time.
Well, and that I think he is, in that sense, it is good that he's going for these infestors, because whenever Zerg has infested, it's very dangerous for Protoss to move out, because once you get caught off guard and like flanked, you can often just die. So Infestors are definitely part of that, but you also need hive tech, and eventually, yeah, already on 4 base, you can definitely start tagging towards the Greater Spire to eventually get Brood Lords. Now, one thing that Dermy should check is his drones in his main base. He has like 16 drones working on one single mineral field.
And as you say that, he moves them over. I have this feeling that
stream
he's
cheating. Stream cheating.
He asked us to shack, but not in that way, I think. Okay, so we have the main army of the Protoss moving out. There's still a couple Void Rays left over here, but
unfortunately, he doesn't have charge. Like this many zealots, I don't see the point in getting this many unless you get charge.
Yeah. Dermy just has to cast a couple fungals and he'll be fine. And how are we doing
with
the
the
upgrades? 0-0 against... Oh, that's weird. He went for shields first.
0-1, yeah, I don't know what that's about.
Yeah,
maybe he just wanted to buff his Void Rage, which were like the only chance he had of winning.
But Dermy has the two range upgrades, so
he had a win.
But Dermy has...
Oh, he does have charge. Where did I must have missed the Twilight.
Oh, did you turn on your screen?
Oh, there. Oh, he does it. He does it.
Oh, damn it. I think my screen just turned on.
I still see the stream turn on.
No,
so we had
that was me.
We're actually missing the one huge battle in this game, and I feel terrible now. we just completely skipped on the huge engagement, the final.
I think it was still on while I was screwing around with the settings. Sorry, you guys.
Yeah, so I was checking out whether the stream was working or not, so I also missed it.
Well, maybe now it actually will take too long. Oh, maybe? No, it doesn't work either. Ah, screw it. Let me just go for a quick bathroom break, and I'll be right back. You can entertain everyone else while I'm gone.
Okay, I guess I will. So that was a pretty interesting game. I'm still very sad that I completely missed the big final battle. So I mean, if we're honest, it wasn't going to be exciting anyways, because Dirk really had that game with I mean, going mass charge on against infestors and roaches is pretty much a hard counter, and there's not really a lot you can do about that. But unless you have, like, I don't know, unless you just have way more units than the Zerg has. But it was 200 supply from the Zerg against about 150 from Protoss, and all Zerg needed to do was not die to that and was gonna win the game, because Protoss stayed on 2 base the entire game. And yeah, that was that. I think he really should have been able to defend the early roach aggression against Dermy this time. I actually thought it wasn't a smart decision to go for the same strategy again in the second game, because I figured if you're gonna do it in this first game, then there's a very good chance your opponent's gonna cut economy to be a little safer in the next game. And he did build a... I don't think he saw the roach warren or anything, but he did build a third cannon. So if Protoss has really delayed Cybernetics core and he has 3 cannons, then by far the best thing to do is to just go for the economy, to just build drones, go for tech on 3 base and just roll him in the mid game or late game. But it did end up working mostly because Protoss, well, there was 2 big reasons. One is he just screwed up with the force fields. He let the Zerg run up and let his sentries get killed by the roaches, even though that shouldn't have happened, because it's so easy to defend on this map, because there's a ramp leading right up to his cannons and his gateways. And the other thing was that he just always has way too much money. He just doesn't spend his money. He could have had so much more units to defend against that. And that is pretty much what it comes down to. I don't know what the next map is gonna be. Apparently...
I'm back.
Oh hey oh. Apparently we're gonna play on Korha Compound now. TheAwaken didn't feel like choosing another map. He was generous enough to let Dermy decide. So we're gonna play on Korha, which is pretty good for Zerg and for roaches. It's kind of reminds me a little bit of dual side, where DVPs often revolve around if Protoss can somehow hold his third from all the roach aggression, which is really hard to do against a good Zerg who knows how to abuse roaches. And so in dual side we ended up seeing just a lot of Protoss going for 2 base all-ins because they didn't feel like they could hold the third anyway, so they just decided to play on 2 base the entire way. Now, I don't know if Doermi has that kind of thing in mind, or he's just gonna go for very early aggression again.
Yeah, I want to see like a real macro game where he also has a mindset for a macro game. Because I felt like with the previous game we just had, that he was well, he was intent on finishing it early, so he didn't have a real plan for the late game.
Yeah, that's true.
And this is something I didn't see from him when I played him on Monday, because there it seemed like he had a clear mindset for like what he was going for. And
yeah.
Well, we'll see. But
yeah, in this game it was more like, okay, he had board race, so I guess I'm gonna build spores, and I guess I'm gonna build some infestors, and then he saw the massive Chargelot army and was like, okay, I gotta rebuild roaches again. But yeah, it would have been nice if you could see like a clear structure in his game plan, and if he like decidedly take towards one path and just pull through.
He definitely played better on Monday, I think, because well, everything seemed a lot crisper, and you started the game even though we have the wrong race.
I haven't started the game.
Okay, so I don't know, it changed for me just now. So I don't know why. Yeah, so it seemed crisper on Monday. Maybe it's just the thousands upon thousands of viewers getting to him, so...
Yeah, sure, that's probably just the pressure from all these viewers. But I mean, it was just a kind of chaotic game. Like, even I find it kind of difficult to transition out of these kind of games. It's tough when you actually, like, for example, out of the Protoss point of view, it's tough when you have a clear game plan and then everything the whole game plan doesn't matter at all anymore because Zerg went for very heavy aggression in the early game that just changes everything. So that really takes a lot of experience to adapt to these situations and still eventually like go for either what you wanted to do in the first place or to whatever you think is the best for the new situation. So TheAwaken still turn. Still smoking cigarette, I guess.
Well, we'll see. I'd also want to see some kind of weird, wacky games this time. Like something that Aurel did last time. Something weird, like, I don't know, 6 racks all in or something.
Yeah, well... my clanmate just said he's the new co-caster. I don't know if that's gonna work out so well.
I think 3 people is just way too much. We tried it on like one of the first times I did it with Dave, or what's his nickname? I don't remember right now. Anyways, and Aurel was still in the Skype chat, so I think it was too much. You just, yeah, someone starts talking, the next person joins in, and then it's like a fray.
Yeah, I think too is already difficult enough to coordinate.
Alright. Can we get started soon, or?
I don't know if... I think TheAwaken is still gone. Shocks. Who's Shocks?
I think he's talking about me and... or maybe not, I don't know. I read that.
We already had
I read that nickname somewhere. Yeah, this, I don't know if I mentioned it already, but this is a best of 7. We decided early on this time, just to be on the safe side. Ah, he's talking. Well, I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
Come on, let's get set. Oh, there's Shocks. Shocks.
Yep. Okay, there we go.
Just starting. Just stealing my nickname.
Oh no, he's still Terran. He's still Terran. I'm gonna
change it.
Okay.
Okay, good. You're the man. Stopping it on the last second. Come on, let's do it. Let's get it on the road. Let's get this Banshee cloaked. I think we're fine now.
Are you? Oh, you're still in the game. Oh, okay. I'll just join then. It's smarter. Okay, so.
Now everyone's just joining as spectator. Come on guys, watch the stream. Wanna run some commercials and earn 1 cent.
Yeah. Like in control streaming to 3,000 viewers for 6 hours and getting like $6. Okay, so I think we can start, right? Maybe who's the host now? Maybe someone can make me ref and then we'll just start.
Oh, I can start the game. Sweet. So I will.
Okay, there we go. Finally, our third match is about to start.
No more delays. Thor's here.
Well, we're doing a better job than all the big tournaments, let's say. Better than the E-tournament.
Most things are working out.
IPL.
Oh, damn it. Forgot to change the scoreboard for some reason. Did it change now? We'll see. Come on, do it. It's not changing. Come on, son of a gun.
But should anyone have just tuned in, it is in fact 2-0 for our player Doermineedor. And I hope we're gonna be able to see a kind of macro game this time that doesn't end in early roach aggression.
Yeah. And I want to see TheAwaken win this time, so we get to see a couple more games. Would be a shame if this ends too early.
Yeah, that would be nice, but it's looking pretty dire for him at the moment.
Yeah. And there we go.
A Protoss spawning on bottom, Zerg on top, and I I don't think there's any like. I hope this is a perfectly symmetrical map. I'm not sure if there's like any changes, whether it's top or bottom.
I have no idea. And
That's right.
I don't think at this level that it makes any difference whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But yeah, like I said, it's shout out to Complexitile.
And now he's gonna lose. Oh, too bad. No, just kidding.
So
And he's moving
we'll
up
see if
for
the Awaken goes for the
fast expand.
for his patented Forge gateway build again. At the moment it looks like it. And yeah, I hope that Zerg is gonna go for 3 base this time before putting out a lot of...
They meet. Oh! And I think the probe slowed down a bit more. This is gonna cost the game, I feel like.
Probably. So we're gonna have a win for a Protoss player and it's gonna be 2-1. Maybe.
We'll see. Okay. Oh, did you see that in the previous game where he put the waypoints for the probe and it was actually outside of the bounds of the probe, so it was stuck and just staying on the edge of the map?
No, I hadn't noticed that.
That kind of sucks. I mean, it wants to get to the waypoint, and if it can, it just like wiggles around.
Yeah,
Maybe
but in
we'll
the
see
end
it
all
later.
you need to do to other fixes is just right click on a mineral patch and it
Yeah,
should
yeah,
go
of course.
smooth.
But I mean, you think like you would think that if you shift click and let it move somewhere, that it won't stay in one spot, but then it just stays there, and he can just do a bounce around or something.
Yeah, that's true.
And he's still going for the gateway expand.
Yeah, and not even that, but I just noticed that he's actually cutting probes pretty hardcore. Like he built the forge at 12, which is really way too early. Because even if Zerg goes for a 6 pool, then there's no reason to cut probes and go for a 12 forge. It's not gonna matter. The cannon's not. If we go for 13 forge or 14 forge even, the cannon is still gonna go up in your main base, so it doesn't make a difference against 6 pool, and it's just very bad economy to cut probes this early when you don't have to. Especially if you then also get the gateway first.
We have that that nickname stealing bastard, and he's lagging the game pretty badly.
And Protoss even building a second cannon before the Nexus, so really his Nexus is hugely delayed.
Yeah.
And Zerg is again going for early spawning pool. I feel like if he just went for a macro game past third hatch, then it, like, if he played it correct at all, he would always win, and because his economy would just be so much better.
Something funny happened. I missed it. Sorry. I don't know what.
I don't know either. I'm barely even watching what's happening on the map. I think I need to
You're
work
just
on that.
talking. Well, we have speed starting now, and we'll see. Does Derby get that probe? No, he won't. He'll get to see everything.
Yeah, so he sees how much gas is being mined. I don't know if he actually pays attention or he's just gonna shift
I actually
click.
just checked that the first time in the game on Monday, and they start on 2,500, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So if he clicked
Got
on
that
the
right.
gas, he sees exactly how much gas he is, and he knows that he didn't stop for. Oh, and
He just placed
did
the
he see
Nexus now.
did he see the roach one? He did. So if he clicked on it, he knows that there's roaches coming again, and he should probably build a third cannon.
Okay, so I just saw that the Nexus went down pretty much simultaneously with the Cybercore.
Yeah,
And he's already
this
back
time,
to 300 minerals again.
this
So
time, I guess the Cyber core wasn't delayed as much, but the Nexus is so
so
delayed.
delayed. This is
High
almost
speed
not like an economic opening at all.
No, it's not. It's not in the slightest. If I go for one gate expand, then I would be in much better shape, and even economically probably, despite having way earlier units and faster
Building
pack.
2 gateways. and chrono boosting his warp gate research.
Mm.
And
My friend
again,
said
it seems
that-
like the same opening from Andreas.
A friend of mine is unfortunately telling me that the stream is lagging pretty bad for him. It's not lagging for me, but I do have...
That's not lagging for me either, so I don't know what's wrong. Seems
Yeah,
weird.
but I did have some trouble when I was watching on my laptop last time. I don't know, it seems like your stream does have pretty high demand.
Yeah, it does. It's in 720p.
Because I checked back then. I checked all the other streams on Team Liquid, and I didn't have any trouble with those.
Yeah, the thing is, since I'm not like a partner broadcaster for Twitch, they don't automatically change my encoding quality. So I only stream in 720p and at a pretty high bitrate at that. So yeah, it's a problem for old computers.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you guys, if most guys want to watch it in the lower quality, I can change that. That would help me also, so I can do this at home and don't have to be at the university to do this.
Yeah. So we do have Zerg attacking now. Good force field protecting.
Yeah, that force field
cannon.
is nice, but his zealot might go down. Oh, he's focused.
He does have gateway now, so really he should just immediately warp his gateway, but he's not doing that. He's just letting the roaches in.
He's
And
occupied. This really costs a lot.
imagine three or just a few sentries walling off against roaches, or three stalkers already being out, along with the immortal. Now if he can still kill it if he just micros the immortal along with the stalker well and doesn't just run into them. For some reason he goes for zealots, which is not the right choice against roaches. Stalkers can basically kite indefinitely against slow roaches. But this is bad. He lost. Yeah, what you should do when this happens, when Zerg finally breaks through and he just has units in your main, you immediately wall off again. And you certainly can easily because there's so many minerals, so there's no reason not to other than you're just completely only focused and set your mind on one single thing.
Yeah. I think he's really not experienced with this kind of early aggression, or with any aggression at all.
Yeah, I guess not.
I guess he's just he's probably just used to these big kind of army engagements, like old style red coats against blue coats, just mashing it up.
Yeah. Also, this is a very bad wall. Like your cannon, one rule of thumb is you should never have a cannon as part of your wall, because you would always want to protect your cannons and have it behind some sort of other building. And again, he's just so slow at building units. I don't know why he just doesn't build units. He still has the initial zealots that he had from when the roaches attacked. Now finally he's building some units.
Yeah.
And he is also getting another immortal. He should immediately build another one. But yeah, he does very
Doermi
fast.
is now up to layer and going for third expansion.
Yeah,
Hasn't
so
researched any kind of roach upgrades yet.
yeah, I think theoretically, if Protoss played this correctly, then he would definitely be ahead. He's ahead in economy, and he's not really ahead in tech because that does have lair, but still, it would be a position might be comfortable in.
Now we're gonna see something wacky. Finally, it's gonna happen. He's just building 24 banelings, and he has drop researched. Oh yeah, this is gonna happen, guys.
So this is gonna be fun.
I just feel that he could just go kill him right now without these banelings, but we'll see.
Yeah, there's only one center you could easily kill.
At least he's going for the entertainment value here. So
yeah.
Thanks to Andreas.
This is gonna be devastating.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Although it's not. What I really like is that TheAwaken has these stalkers in his main base.
Yeah, maybe he's
so
expecting something like this.
Yeah.
Are you stream cheating? No, he isn't.
It's something I would usually don't even do in PvD, only in PvP. But I guess why not? Theoretically, you should have enough time if he attacks the front to move them down anyway. So, and if mutas do come, then you don't want to be caught off guard. Now, I wouldn't expect the baning drop, but mutas are of course very common, so it makes sense.
Okay, we have 7 gateways, I think, and the robotics facility and the Stargate. So he has enough buildings to actually spend
But
his
is he
money,
gonna
but he's still not spending
pull
it.
any probes, or are they all just gonna die?
Yeah, these
Oh,
Baneling
I
bombs
think
are
that
gonna hit
he's
real
not
bad.
reacting at all. He's not reacting
Oh, Dermy
at all.
doesn't know how to do it properly, but it's still fun to look at.
Oh yeah, it is.
And all these Banelings explode.
Well, I hope
come
he
on,
doesn't
come on,
get
guys!
caught.
Oh yeah, oh yeah! 1 Stalker survived. 4 hit points. That's it. And now he can just roll and waltz into front.
But the
Let
thing
me
is,
see.
like, if you think about it, what Dayman sacrificed to kill all these probes
Yeah,
is...
you wouldn't do that in a
Good
real
throws
game if you're
down.
not ahead by so much, but I mean, it was fun, come on. And
Certainly
I
was.
still feel that, yeah, he has 61 drones to 33 workers of the Awaken, so he's fine.
But the thing
And
is,
now he's transferring
Protoss
some
army is
roaches
actually
into
way...
the main, I think.
Protoss army is actually way stronger, like...
Yeah,
I
no
think
one-on-one
it,
fight, but we'll see if he moves these roaches in now. Oh no, he won't. And he's actually just building some banelings, morphing these banelings with the
problem
zombies
is-
standing right here. Does he
yeah, the
see
problem
it?
is that the Awaken, if you obviously you have to have sentries against banelings, like otherwise you're in a lot of trouble. Although generally I think that Protoss army is way better. And there we go, the banelings die and only a couple of Zealots die, so far it's looking pretty good for Protoss, and Zerg should just retreat.
Yeah, but he still has his roaches in the main. He could still do some damage and keep him on his toes, or most of all, keep him back. Because if this army engages right now,
I
he
feel like
might still take this.
Protoss needs to just engage and walk
That's
in
exactly
a
what
bunch
he's
of
doing.
stalkers into the main, and should be fine eventually.
Yeah, he'll lose a lot.
Especially if it just builds another void ray, because obviously that's gonna end the roach aggression eventually. But if he actually bothered to micro stalkers, then he could also easily kill the stalkers. But
He's gonna lose all
he
his
is
probes in the main.
attacking the natural of a Zerg player now, and this is looking pretty bad for Zerg. Protoss army is very strong, very good against roaches. He transitioned into mutas, but he just doesn't have near enough to do any kind of difference.
Yeah,
Now
I feel
the
that
Zerg
he's gonna kill him right now.
Yeah, I think this is
There are
looking
no
very
upgrades
good.
out for either of these players. The Awaken is now going for +1, but he probably won't need it.
Yeah.
It's 3 Immortals against nothing. And Immortals take down any building pretty fast. Okay, he killed the units in his main. And this is what's happening with Zerg. If you get attacked, all your units rush in from everywhere and they just walk there and die before they even reach the opponent.
Yeah, that's what I like about Protoss in this
Yeah.
situation, that at least you can all warp all your units in one place.
Okay, now he's going for the spine crawler wall.
Now all he needs
He
to do
might
is
be able to hold this, and if he can keep his third up and running, he just
no,
needs to use
he's
his
not gonna
tech.
be able to hold this, I don't think, if he just A moves rather
Yeah.
than...
And now
I
he
mean,
does.
warp kill buildings really fast, especially if they're just building, and those drones are gonna die as well. So...
Yeah. his
I
tech's
think
going
we
down.
have our first Protoss victory here. Like we already said, I think prediction were really spot on. When we saw that the drone was slowed down, we already saw that Zerg was going to actually win this game, so I think we should be proud of ourselves.
Yeah. But he is rebuilding his tech now. But it's gonna take too long.
Yeah,
He
still,
he only did it after his spawning pool was killed, so
Protoss
nothing but
should even
blinks coming
attack.
out, if at all.
Yeah, Protoss should just A move. He shouldn't even attack the Baneling nest, which...
Oh, you
Only
just
one
left
Zealot.
a couple of units, that's fine.
Yeah, so now he's gonna move in, and he has also a big force coming from the bottom of the map
Yeah.
as well.
He's gonna finish this. There's no doubt about it.
So that's GG.
And Andreas will realize that soon, I hope. Yeah, there we go. That's
There
the
it
game
is,
for
our
you
first
guys.
victory. Very nice, very nice.
Well, as I told you. But he did, Peter, in Dermy's defense, he did give you that pretty awesome Baneling bomb, so...
Yeah, that was pretty
That
awesome.
was- that was
That
worth it.
many probes died once. Pretty nice.
Yeah, yeah.
And you can see if you look at the resource collection rate, you can see exactly where the probes die. But also, if you look both at the graphs, you see, if you look at the resource collection rate, you see when the probes die and this resource collection rate goes way down. But then if you switch to army value, you also see that at the same time, the Protoss army value goes way up and way up, while Zerg's army supply goes down because all of the banelings he lost in that attack.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty obvious. So that probably costed the game, but some entertainment for us, so it's fine.
I mean, I don't know how much of this was just like for showmanship, but we are going to just analyze this anyway. The thing is, you always have to know why you're doing what you're doing. And in the situation he was in, he had the army advantage. He had, I guess, a little bit of attack advantage. What he didn't have was real eco advantage because he had only really few drones.
Yeah.
So
they were pretty even up into drones up to then. I mean, so the resource was almost even.
So if you think about that, it doesn't really make sense to completely cut your economy only in the hope of damaging your opponent's economy. Instead, what you do is either drone up or go for the main army of the Protoss. And if he had just dropped the Protoss army while attacking with all his roaches and zerglings, then I think the game could have looked very differently.
Yeah. I'm wondering though what units he should have gone for at that point. I feel like, I mean, roaches are fine in a ZVP, but like some kind of tech, you still need some kind of tech. Either tunneling claws or something. Don't you feel that's the case in a mid to late game match?
He had a lot of choice. He could have gone for Mutas, he could have gone for Roach Infested, he could have gone for Baneling Roach like he did, except he spent it all on killing probes instead of the army.
Yeah.
And in his case, you went for Roachling, Baneling, and then you went for the Mutas switch. Which was, I don't think it was a smart choice to go for the Mutas after that. Like, the point of the Baneling was to do eco damage and maybe just keep him in his base for a while. So that kind of overlaps with the point of the Mutas, who aren't very strong in a straight up fight until you get like huge amounts of Mutas. But until then, that is not where their strength lies. And what he just needed to do is get enough drones and just survive, and if Protoss just stays on 2 base forever, you can't win in the late game.
Yeah, so it's Caster's choice for the map, and I went for
God Kingdom.
God Kingdom, exactly.
Yeah, it's a good choice, good map, I like it. So if you're in Doermine's position, what I would have done is, after you do all that aggression, he had Protoss pinned back in his base, and he was scared to move out. So all you need to do is just build drones, and build more drones, because he knew exactly what was going on. He knew what was coming, what you should be afraid of. So he should have been able to estimate how long he can get away with just building drones, and he could have built units way later than he actually ended up doing. And if his economy would have just been so much stronger, and he could have just completely outproduced Protoss later on.
From these past games, I feel like one of the biggest flaws in Doermine's game plan is just producing drones. Like, he seems fine aside from that, but his drone production rather is not the best. I feel he's building too many
definitely.
units early on, and this is like at a point in time where he doesn't really need them unless he's going for an all-in, and you shouldn't go for an all-in every time. So
Yeah. I mean, I feel it's fine to go for aggression and then you just have to be low on drones, but then you either go in for the kill or you contain him and catch up and go for drones, but you don't do an all-in, or sort of all-in, then you just sit outside of the base and then go for a different kind of aggressive tactic that just delays everything, and I think you should either go for the aggression full on and like relentlessly attack, or you should if you do enough damage and just have him scared in his base, and you just play catch up by building drones, and then you just try to outproduce him, which he easily could have done in this game.
okay, so in the bottom left corner we have our oldie but goldie Doermineedor, and the top right there's TheAwaken. Pretty gloomy nickname, I feel. Kind of reminds me of the what do you call them? The undead in World of Warcraft.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Don't
I only
deny
played
it.
World of
You
I only
played
played
it.
World of Warcraft when I was forced to do so. I actually had a level 60 character when it was like the highest level, because my best friend just played it and made me play it. But and then once I played a raid, like a big raid with like, I don't know, 20-30 people, and I was a warrior and was supposed to like pull all the aggro in the dungeon, and
You failed miserably.
I guess I just didn't do a very good job at it, and everyone attacked everyone else and everyone died because of me.
Well, you have Korean, that only gives you the special StarCraft skill, not the World of Warcraft skill.
Yeah, that's true.
And in that drone probe meet matchup, or meet in the middle, the give me 5. This time the probe was slowed down. So I don't know if our predictions say anything.
What's so funny to me is that TheAwaken is actually like pretty consistent. Like, he does know what he wants to do, and he does execute that kind of properly. It's just that what he wants to do is really bad. So maybe just pick the good build, or instead of
I
what he...
feel like he's going
Oh!
for Nexus before Gateway now. Oh man, this
Yes.
might change everything. This might change the game entirely. I was like, okay, he's saving up way too much money. This might... But he's definitely going for Nexus. Yeah, and it was
But
only 40
Nexus-
minutes behind, which is okay for bronze. I mean,
Yeah, this is fine. This is much better than in the games before, that's for sure.
and Dermy is going for spawning pool plus extractor, so probably
As always.
Speedlegs, yeah.
My prediction is it's gonna do the same thing as the last 2 games.
Yeah, why change the running system? I said it before, said it again. Holds true for your operating system, holds true for pretty much anything.
Oh no, we're actually wrong. He's not... Oh, this is some nice mind games. He lets the probe scout the gas, but he's actually not mining anything out of it.
He's mining now.
And yeah, but he does have enough money for the 3rd hatch, and he is gonna throw it down now.
Ah, I see.
So what I would like to see now is to actually stop mining up as soon as he has 100 gas, because if he keeps mining, then I don't think he really has enough minerals to support 3 bases, but
yeah,
we'll see.
and I feel he will probably do that. He's smart enough to know that.
I don't know, I hope so, but...
Okay, he has 100 gas now. Take him out. Come on, Dermy. Maybe
So
you
again,
should go a bit slower.
we have Zealot and no cybernetics core anywhere in sight.
Nope.
Which makes me a little sad.
Yeah, and he's going for that pylon. Seems pretty early. That could have been his cybernetics core.
He had the money for it anyways. He had 300 minerals. There's literally no reason.
Now
not
it's
to build.
going up.
Yeah.
And Doermi's third just finishing up. Going for a spike crawler at his natural. And he's still mining gas, so I have no idea what he's going for.
Yeah, that's the thing.
The
It's
road
just
form is almost finished.
a bunch of lava just spawned from the inject, and he just doesn't have the money to use them yet because he kept on mining gas. And that's why I put up the macro challenge in our Facebook group, because I think if you just play the way Stefano opens, which I mean, of course, nobody can play as well as Stefano, but the first 6-7 minutes are actually really simple to perform, and I think if you kind of play like that, maybe sometimes you forget an overlord, maybe sometimes you build a few more zerglings than you need, but I think if you have the right idea and just kind of play like you're supposed to, then your gameplay is just gonna drastically improve.
I guess he's gonna go for massive upgrades. He only built one evo chamber, but he just built 3 more he's going up to 4 extractors now. So
yeah, but I don't know. I don't know if he's really. I just don't know if he's just thinking that much. Like he is the third, and he's still.
Yeah, he's not using it for anything but lava.
Yeah, and even that is kind of unnecessary because he kind of doesn't have the money to produce out of all this lava, stuff anyway. So really, that all just comes down to one mistake that is so incredibly easy to fix, and that's just pulling your drones out of gas.
Yeah. And just
you might think that 3 drones, that's not that much, but really they actually make a huge difference.
Yeah. But I mean, even if he would just produce more drones, that would already put him ahead. Because if he's on 3 hedge against 2 Nexus, and I think, TheAwaken is not spending his chrono boost every time, so he should be ahead in drones by a lot. And he's just barely ahead with 4 drones.
Basically, by now he could have the 60 drones that you would want, for example, with the Stefano build, and then you can just completely focus on building roaches. But he has like 11 roaches, so if he scouts everything, he should know that that's not really necessary. But I can completely understand that he feels a little unsafe and he wants to build some roaches, and that's okay if you like.
Yeah, he doesn't know that much. I mean, he has the roach in front, which is nice. I mean, you want to see when your opponent is moving out a Zerg. Definitely want to see that, because then you can crank out all the units. But he doesn't know anything aside from that.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying to send us an overlord.
Yeah, that's way too slow. I mean, you need to send your first overlord right over here, so you can send it in the main, or you send it over here, so you can send it in the natural.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's even worse. It's a lot worse for TheAwaken. He's just sitting in his base and knows nothing what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, generally I just like the fact that this is kind of looking like standard PvZ, and I think the gameplay makes sense. Let's just put it that way. What both of our players do makes sense. I just wish that, again, like all the other games, I just wish that Protoss would just spend his money.
Yeah, but it's better this time.
At
least it's better when he's not under pressure. We'll see what happens if he actually moves his army and engages and whatnot. But right now, it's a bit better.
He's just going for boring, but straight up just 2 base Colossus.
Yeah.
With double forge. Interestingly, he again gets the shield upgrade instead of the ground armor.
Yeah, that's something that's easily fixed.
Also, I don't know why he built, like, if you're gonna build 3 forges, then upgrade out of all 3, or just build 1, because he already has the forge from the past expand.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should keep in mind that
and I think that for any Protoss, the first unit out of the robotics should always be, or almost always be, the observer. And this was actually his 3rd or 4th unit.
I don't know, I think in PvZ you don't really have to do it.
Well, not, but
I mean, it depends.
not
like,
necessarily. But if you haven't scouted his base for, I don't know, 5 minutes or more.
Yeah, you're alright. You're correct. Like, if you have no idea what your opponent's doing, then you should do it. Personally, I think I'm gonna go maybe go for hallucination more often in my PvZs, because I think it's just a really useful spell. And if you go for something like that, then you don't really need the observer, because you don't need detection against roaches, because you are protected by cannons.
Talking about your macro challenge, I think Dermy just pretty much did your macro challenge.
He did his.
He has roaches
I think
with
he was
+1.
going for it. He just did his variation. He already once posted a replay where he said he was doing the build, and he played pretty much like this. He didn't go for the gas-less expand, but he did go for a fast third. And yeah, I think he's doing the
Bad he
exact
forgot the
thing this
speed
time.
upgrade.
And
But
unfortunately,
he will still kill that army.
out of position. But if he saves himself, and then he shouldn't engage this at all.
He can just put down force field and delay this a bit.
Yeah.
With good
Like he
force
still
fields
has
and
5
bad
stops in
Colossus.
his main. Yeah, and then Zerg is like if you're already there, like you almost don't need road speed, although he is getting it and it's gonna be finished pretty soon.
Yeah, I feel like he's gonna overrun it now. This is
Yeah.
just way too many roaches. He doesn't even need to produce anything.
This is really a strong type of
Oh,
play. You just need good force fields against it.
Yeah, and he only had 1 sentry, so even if you have perfect force fields, that sentry's gonna run out of energy and you're done for.
Yeah. That's the thing anyways, the Awaken is always really low on sentries, and
Yeah,
I think
which I
sentries
feel
are
is
maybe
not, it's not too bad, because when you're bronze you don't have the control to execute it perfectly, and just having any unit with damage output is better than not using your sentries.
yeah, I guess, but
So
I know
now he
if
has 2
your
sentries
plan
and they
is to
just
improve,
die.
then you have to learn how to manage your sentries. It's especially for PvZ. It's maybe the most important unit in the entire matchup.
Okay, Doermi needs to split his army. This is a bad idea generally to give the opponent time to cover and build units to delay the inevitable.
Yeah, but I mean the game is over. There's nothing Protoss can do now.
Yeah. And look at the minerals. Almost 4,000 for Doermi, 2,000 for TheAwaken. And that's GG.
Yep, that's GG. So I like that we saw a different kind of game this time.
Yeah. I like that we
Dog is
saw
trying to
your
run
strategy.
into yeah, I wonder why Doermi decided not to like adapt and go for just go for the gasless version of it. Although actually, the beginning I really liked. I really liked how he built the gas and then didn't put any drones in it, because if I see that after 3-time roach ling aggression, I'm gonna be super safe and have at least 3 cannons. And if Zerg then just goes for the macro game, then I'm kind of dead. So, but then he did eventually just mine too much gas, but still, I think, especially for someone who's silver level, that was overall really well done. He did max out pretty fast, 200 supply against the tiny Protoss army, so I think he did that pretty well.
And if you look at the army value graph, you can see the strength of this strategy. I mean, of course roaches are, well, so-so in supply to strength-wise, but
yeah, sure, but
he's always miles ahead of his opponent. It's not like they're almost even, and then once it goes up, sometimes it goes down. No, he's always a couple of maybe 500 minerals ahead in army value.
Yeah. Yeah, he's saying he hopes he hopes we recognize what he was going for.
Yeah, resource collection wise, they're almost dead even. Looks pretty interesting. But this is something Doermi can improve on. He could have easily built more drones, But I mean, of course, he was
Yeah,
going for that
if he had just put-
60 drone thing, but
If he does go for the gas, and I can understand like just getting the 100 gas and get circling speed so you have complete map control. But yeah, you just should have pulled them out after 100 in gas, and then he would have actually had the money to spend on all the lava he had from the early 3 hatches.
yeah. Okay, so what's the next map gonna be? Will you choose one? Apparently the Awaken doesn't know. Castle's choice. I said it. And you guys, this just might be our last map. If Doermi takes this one again. We'll see. Alright, so which one are you gonna choose?
That's my choice.
Oh yeah, go for it.
I don't know. Oh yeah, let's do this one. I just have no idea if the players know this map, but oh, it is in the ladder now. So
Metropolis, or what are you going for?
Yep, Metropolis.
So we saw already some pretty wild games today, but I have no idea what Doermi will choose next. I mean, he probably wants to end this now. Of course he will, but what kind of strategy will he go for? Will he go for something really aggressive, or will he go for something that's maybe the safest build he knows?
I was actually really excited to see the last game go, like, have Protoss go for 2-base Colossus, because I was curious how well Doermi would deal with a standard Protoss fastball with like Stalkers.
Yeah.
Stalker Zealots, in this case not so many sentries, but
it's
Stalker
not as
Zealots,
hard. It's
Colossus.
not as hard to stop if you don't use the force fields.
Yeah, that's true, but still it would have been interesting to see.
And he caught him out of position as well, so.
Yeah, that's the thing. I have no idea. He just moved out with a tiny army, and yeah, I don't know what his thought process was. One Colossus is just not enough.
But I think at the time he was already building a second Colossus, wasn't he?
Yeah, but therefore it makes even less sense to not wait for your additional Colossi.
Alright, so we have Doermineedor starting in the 3 o'clock position, and our Protoss buddy TheAwaken starting in the 9 o'clock. Okay, so it's his first time playing Metropolis, and if I'm correct, this is a 4-player map, right?
It's kind of like Shakura's Plateau in the sense that it's kind of a 4-player map, but really it's a 3-player map because there's only 2 positions where your opponent can spawn.
Okay. And Doermi went for the extractor track this time. I don't think he did it before, did he?
I don't think he did, but then again I can't say I put a lot of attention into the
you might not have checked it, guys, but well, sometimes I go for the extractor trick if I notice that, oh, for some reason I switched to I don't know, like for some reason I built a drone too much, and I just go for the extractor trick.
This didn't look so well. I think he's like his overload just seems really late. I don't know if it's like the standard way to do this, but I mean, honestly in StarCraft 2 I've never done the gas trick, so
yes,
I don't know.
Sorry guys, sometimes for some reason it doesn't switch the screen. Like I'm really 100% sure I switched it this time, and it was still on my ugly face, so sorry for that. Sorry for that, you guys. So I think that Doermi's sending his Overlord in the wrong direction. This is probably not cross-spawn, right? Or it is cross-spawn or something like close air but not close ground positions, right? I don't think that Blizzard would make that same mistake after fixing it on the other maps.
Yeah, basically if you spawn in Doermi's position, there's no way that Protoss can be on the top.
Is this a BioShock commercial within StarCraft? Almost looks like it. If you check over here, there's an advertisement with a guy with a drill.
Yeah, I saw that on the second one on below Doermi's main as well. But I don't think that man is in BioShock.
Okay, spawning pool halfway done, and the Awaken is going for some kind of one-base play with an earlier cyber core, which is good. So this might just work. We'll see.
Seems like he built it before the Zealot, so it's good. You know, the one that, like when I played him, his build orders were just so off, and like he had after one gate he already had 400 overmans. Had no clue what to do. So the one build I taught him to do was I just told him to 4-gate basically and showed him how to do it. Told him to practice it on Yarbot, the yet another build order tester map, and yeah, just told him to do that because it's pretty much the easiest real build order that Protoss can do. But we are not seeing any of that. We are seeing what looks like a 3-gateway expand.
Yeah, is it a 3-gateway expand?
Well, it could be
moving out, but
it could just be 3-gate expression. Like with a 3-gate expand, you would get sentries instead of stalkers.
Well, that's
So
something
I don't know
really
kind of-
specific that I doubt he knows.
He is building a robo now, so that's interesting. Maybe he will build a war press and do some kind of drop, or he will just
But
build a
he's
mortal
not
and
safe from
build.
run-bys. Like, those lings, if he would have... if Doermi would have more lings, he could just run by and kill everything in the main. This seems
Yeah,
like
he
a
just-
partial wall-off here. There's only a... I don't know, maybe 2 units spacing here. Might just be a Zealot spacing, I don't know. But, he can just run around.
Yeah, well, I think one of the reasons why 3-gate expand get unpopular is because you die to Roach Lane really often. Like when, I think it was Linok, or no, Losira who started doing the 2-base Roach Ling attacks, which Doermi has been doing in the first 3 games, and 3-gate expand just wasn't very good against it, because if you build the 3 gateways all in your main, then it's very hard to wall off your natural. So personally, I feel like even so it sounds weird, I feel like a 1-gate expand is actually safer against that style of play than a 3-gate expand, because in the 1-gate expand I do get to do a very early wall off in the natural, and I get a void ray pretty fast because I go for Stargate after the second and third gateway.
Again, he has so many Zealots compared to Stalkers. Feels
Yeah,
too much.
and it's just not good against rogues. It's like the Zealots are really
Only if he
amazing
doesn't
against
micro his
Zerg.
roaches at all, and even then Zealots are not the best choice here.
Yeah, roaches are just so beefy.
But he has a big enough army to stop this, like, compared to the last couple times. Okay, he had some cannons then, but...
If he keeps building Immortals, he'll be fine, but he did stop
Immortals and
production.
some Stalkers.
I don't know, Doermi
But
is
he's
building
keeping
a lot
his
of
money
roads.
lower compared to the... Gate
Yeah, he's
exp-
doing a
the
much
Nexus exp-
better job this game. Maybe he just doesn't have experience with the Forge Fast expand yet, and that just throws him off his game and lets
Yeah.
him
Okay, here comes the engagement. No, he's running by. Now it's Here it is.
What's important is that
Oh, move command.
yeah. What I was gonna say. What's important is that the zealots fight the zerglings and not the other way around. So this went pretty much perfect for Zerg player because the zerglings kill the stalker and immortal, while the zealots just move command into the roaches. But
Well, he's still stopping it though.
very well. At the moment, if he doesn't just move command again, if he just
Yeah, he moves command too much.
if he just keeps running them into and then warps in units when he can, you will easily kill those roaches.
Yeah.
Because they are slow and they are off creep.
And he has better macro while doing all this compared to Dermy, which seems weird, but it's working. Right?
Yeah, I think it's generally
instead of building units, he just built 2 Stargates. This might just cost him.
I don't know if he just if he just builds, he is building another immortal. He has sentry. He has a good amount of zealots, and the roach support from Zerg is just it's just advancing very slowly. So if he just
well, Dermy started producing drones again, so I don't know. He might just try to do something, but he took his 3rd behind this, and I don't feel like he's going all in from here.
No, I think generally they're very even actually in tech and in eco.
Yeah, they're dead even on worker supply. It's 44 against 44.
And what doesn't make sense is that finally the 2 Stargates finish and all he does is build an immortal, and now he builds 1 void ray.
Well, he doesn't have the gas to build a 2nd void ray.
Yeah. In PvZ you want to take even the gases and at your natural pretty fast because...
Oh, Dermy forgot to put his units on hold position. Oh, so many links.
Dermy builds a lot of Zerglings.
Yeah, well, that sentry only has energy for 1 or 2 force fits now.
Yeah, I mean, zealots are good. Unfortunately, Dermy doesn't have any upgrades either.
Well, he's going for the +1 missile attacks, but
this
won't arrive
this is unfortunately Protoss is supply. I think generally he's in a good position. Like if he just build a few more units, he is gonna have no trouble with holding this, especially with the void rays.
Yeah.
If he does decide to show them.
Oh, he's whopping in more stalkers and more zealots.
Oh, he just needs to control his units. He doesn't want part of this unit army to be caught off guard, and he uses the guardian shield instead of Forsuit, which is an interesting choice. And if he only had
might not have been wrong here. With that many roaches.
I think this is looking very good for Protoss.
Yeah, there's so many things streaming in now,
but they're not gonna do any difference whatsoever now.
Yeah, these zealots were not worst choice here.
Yeah, you should have just pulled back because there was no reason to invest. And now we have 87 Protoss against 58. So it's looking very good for Protoss. He just
needs to move out now, kill 1 expansion, and
yeah. Although I mean, he could kill the. Actually, what I would do in this position is just take a third, build up like some sort of wall and protect it with cannons. And if I'm sure that Zerg doesn't have a lot of defense, I'm just gonna attack at the same time.
Yeah.
Which is one of the reasons I really like hallucination, because it's just so good for scouting.
What I like about Dermy's play is that he has really good overlord spread. So he pretty much has the entire map vision, and well, it could be better over here with these additional expansions. He doesn't know anything about those, but
that's true.
Other than that, he has pretty good spread.
Yeah, like imagine the way a warp prism would have to fly to not be detected by overlord shield.
That'd be pretty hard.
But look at
lose
this.
some of these overlords, and
TheAwaken actually has 5 void rays out now. That's a lot of void rays. And if you see someone go for that many, you have to build. Even though generally I think infestors are good against air, against that many you might want to build hydras, and that's exactly what Doermineedor is doing.
Yeah, he has a lot of hydras on the map already.
The problem Protoss has is that he is not doing very well in tech. He has the Stargate, but Stargates are not as strong in the late game. Like, you want Colossus eventually, and obviously against Hydra's Colossi are insanely good. And he doesn't have any forges, so he's not gonna have any upgrades anytime soon.
But these
But still,
Hydras are in
his
front
army
of
is
all the other
looking pretty
units.
good. If he uses Guardian's Shield, and maybe he can do some good damage here. He has to use the Guardian Shield, so good against Hydras. There we go, and Zealots just rip through the Hydras, and this is looking really good for Protoss.
Yeah.
Only 2 of the Void Rays died, and there's still a big army standing, and I think if he just A-moves, this is gonna be game.
Yeah. But at the beginning, before the fight started, I felt like that composition, well, those Hydras really hurt a lot, but the thing is that Dermy didn't have any units to support them. Hydras are like the classical glass cannon, if you're talking MMO lingo. They do a lot of damage, but they can't really take any damage.
Yeah, exactly.
So you need some roaches or links or something to support them, soak up the damage. And he was missing that.
If Zealots manage to hit your Hydras, they die so fast. Like, if Zealots just get to your roaches, it's not big of a deal, but Zealots kill them pretty fast. So, and what Dermy actually did in the engagement, he actually walked the Hydras into the Zealots in order to kill the Void Rays, which was just not the right choice. I think he underestimated how strong Protoss ground army would be and felt like he had to kill the Void Rays first.
Yeah.
But really, I mean, it was a tough situation anyways. TheAwaken should not lose his Void Rays to that Spore Crawler.
Yeah, I feel like he's not really supporting this well. Now he's sending his army.
All he needs to do is send his probes from the main to his third, and just build a shitload of gateways and transform the ones he has those on his third, and then he's just in great shape.
Yeah, but he needs to learn to support his front, like build a proxy pylon,
Yeah,
swap in some units, walk him over there. It's not that hard. It's something Bronx can pull off easily.
Yeah, I agree.
Because right now Dermy still has a fighting chance. If he plays this well, he's not out of it yet.
Well, I think it relies a lot more on the Protoss player than Zach, though. If he just
I mean, of
what
course
I really like
he's
is
far
that
ahead, but
what I really like is that TheAwaken basically did what I suggested one should do in his position, which is take the third as he's moving out. He did exactly that. The only problem is that he still doesn't have any further tech. He's building additional robo facilities, but no robo bay, no forges.
robo facilities, which seems weird.
But I mean, yeah, I think with this economy, it's just gonna be almost impossible for Zerg to do anything.
Is this an odd position for Destructor to do? Whatever. Yeah,
so again, he's walking the Hydras into the Zealots
same
to
mistake.
kill it
Now
in Mortals this time instead of...
moving his roaches instead of attacking. Yeah, this is gonna be game, definitely. Oh yeah. He will take down this third. And then kill the rest. TheAwaken played a lot better this game.
Yeah,
his macro was better, he had somewhat of a game plan. Everything was a lot crisper than the last few games.
Yeah, I assume he just has more experience with style.
He should definitely play this when it comes head on.
Yeah.
Or train the other styles. I don't know. Either way is fine.
Yeah, I do think that Forge Fast Expand is a little bit overrated. Like, it's undoubtedly strong, but I don't, like, if you look at Korean Protosses, it's very rare to ever see a Protoss not go for it. I don't think it's that strong that it should be your only go-to strategy, but...
Well, I don't know, someone said that, quote, Forge Fast Expand or Die Trying. I don't know who said it.
That was Naniwa, I think.
And I feel like it's the only strategy I see nowadays, in any professional game at least.
Yeah, but I don't think it should be. Like I watched Code A games with IMC played against Losira, who was once known for his great CVP, and he just died pretty badly to Siege, just playing completely standard and like for the earlier stages of StarCraft 2, standard 3 gateway expand, just normal macro type of play, just a completely normal 3 gate centric expand like people had been doing for a long time before the Forge Class expand became popular, and he just completely crushed the zero with it. And I think that 1 gateway expands and 1 gate void ray expands are actually superior to 3 gateway expand.
And that's GG.
Yep. So that was the kind of game I wanted to see at least once.
This was a lot better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Plus we get to see more games, which is nice.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah.
So what's gonna be the next map?
It's probably our choice again. Go for something, yeah, go for dual side maybe.
I don't know, that's a terrible easy map in my opinion. Maybe we should just go for Antigua. Or did we already? No, we didn't play Antigua yet, right?
Go for Belshir Beach.
Oh god, I hate that map.
I love that map though.
Although I want to see another big map. I want to see more games like the last one.
Okay.
But I don't know what's the good. Like we could just try the other new map, which is Ohana LE, and just see how that works out.
Yeah.
I assume that both players won't have any experience on this map whatsoever.
I think I played a game against Doermi on that map.
Okay.
Not sure.
TheAwaken is having a smoke again. I think I'll take a very short break as well.
Okay.
So you can entertain our viewers.
Yeah, let's have another look at some graphs, because every kid loves a good chart or graph. And what we see is that TheAwaken just whooshed away, basically. It was almost mirroring an army value until, yeah, 800 seconds into the game, but after that, he just went off. Doermi tried to recover at some point, but didn't quite take off as well. Resource collection wise, they were pretty much dead on the entire time. And yeah, that shows here as well. Yep. Okay, let me open that map. And let's play on Ohana. Oh.
Alright, I'm back.
Sweet. And we're almost set here. Yeah, so what can you tell us about this map? I feel like it has a weird layout with that third being right next to the main. It's a really bad map for drops. That's something I can say.
I don't really know. I think I've only played like once on this map. I remember playing some PvT on it, but I don't know. I have never really thought about this map. I haven't played on it only once. But it looks pretty decent.
It's not as wide open as some of the other new maps, I feel. It's there's only like 2 points where you have really big army, or where you can have really big army engagements. And other than that, it's only a couple of smaller chokes.
It's interesting that there's like the destructible rocks. If you shoot them down, you have 2 entrances into your natural instead of just one.
Yeah.
Which would make something like Dermy's patented roach aggression a bit at least better than on a map like Shikura's.
Yeah, but if he has no experience with this map, he might not even know that there's destructible rocks somewhere to pull this off.
Simplicity, who's that? Oh, okay. Simplicity is a friend of mine who, unlike our Billy who played 16,000 games and got to down, he managed to play, I think, maybe 2,000 games, and he got to Grandmaster second last season with like 3 accounts.
Oh, sweet.
So he's pretty good. So hello Danny, hello Deva, if you're watching, I don't know if you are.
But he hasn't played last season either.
Yeah, I think he's been busy with work, but Ozzy just told me that he apparently played on the Korean server.
Oh, wow.
And he
Talk about improving.
He says it's hard, so yeah, but I don't think he's been very much active, but I still think it's safe to say he would kick all of our asses. And he actually asked me if we want to do 1v2 show match after this. That would be interesting. So are we ready to go?
As far as I'm concerned, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So is it 3-2 for Doermineedor?
3-2, right?
Seems correct. I don't know. Yeah, show match. I'm on my laptop and I'll really embarrass myself, but if you want to do it, I'm all for
But
it.
you don't have to play this. I think there's plenty of others in our Leipzig channel. But I don't think he wants to play. I'm not sure if he wants to play Platinum. I don't know if he thinks he's able to do that. Okay, so can we start or
No, it's their colors are mixed up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then can you just like no.
No, I can't do shit.
Okay, then there we
Now
there
we're
we
fine.
go. Let's go.
Go go Power Rangers. Screw this. Grubby is streaming and he has about 2,538 viewers more than us.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah.
I think our views
Just
are
a small margin. It's fine. So, in the top left, we have TheAwaken.
Yep, I'm interested to see if he's gonna go for a gateway build again and instead of a Forge Fast expand. I'm not saying that it's any better, but I really think he should do it because he's playing much better with it than with the Forge Fast
much
expand.
more experience with it. And it just seemed smoother.
But it seems like he does build the pylon on the low ground and he is going for a Forge Fast expand once again. Unless he wants to do some crazy like White Raw style 2-gate expansion, which he has been doing several times lately. But I doubt I just doubt that's what he's going for. And the Zerg on the other hand, just not doing anything crazy, no super early gas, just building drones, and we're gonna see if he's gonna go for pool or hatch first again.
TheAwaken hasn't tried to drop or to block any hatchery yet. This is something I always encounter when playing against Protoss.
Yeah, there's you should always, every single game, there's no reason to not try to block it. Like,
yeah, of course.
I remember once seeing a game of Hawk. Hawk was streaming and playing against a series of games against Morrow, and you know, Morrow managed to get a hatch down and said, in Europe we have a saying which is, if Zerg gets a hatchery without building any Zerglings, then the Protoss just fucked up. And I think there's quite the truth about that. So we see Awaken actually going, for the first time, actually going for the right way to do the Forge fast expand. Not only doesn't he build a gateway yet, but he also actually
built the
builds
Nexus before anything else.
Well, the more important, he already did that once, but this time he didn't cut the probes, and he actually put down the Forge at 13, I think, and and the Nexus at 17. But look what Doermi is doing in his base. He's just building a hatchery right next to the Nexus.
Oh yeah.
That
is... Oh. That's just nuts. I see. This might actually work, since there's no gateway yet. He could just pull probes to kill it, but
yeah, if he just
one's not gonna work here.
I think 2 probes only.
Oh yeah, 2 or 3 probes would already be sufficient.
I have no idea why he's not reacting to it, but he should do it very soon, unless he wants to just...
Yeah,
just come on,
two more probes.
Pull some probes, man.
Now he realized it.
Oh, there we go. Then this is almost already gonna be enough. Actually,
yeah, it's gonna be enough.
It's actually...
Oh, it just got one shot off.
We don't know what we're
still
saying.
Nice to see it.
I've got to say, I wouldn't have done it dealt with it this well. That was basically perfect. He even let it finish. Like, if he immediately put probes, then he might just cancel, but he did not cancel. He lost hundreds in a row.
He could have brought that probe a bit earlier, and he wouldn't have lost anything. But I mean, that was the first time he probably encountered this, so that was perfect.
Now, unfortunately, during all of this, Protoss, I guess, forgot to do anything else. He has 2 idle probes. No, actually, yeah, 3 now, because he doesn't have a rally point at his Nexus yet. 4, he had like 550.
But same thing for Doermi, he didn't do anything besides this.
Yeah, that's true.
He sent,
so
the drones went into this extractor way too late. There was like 1 minute or 2 till they went in there.
And Doermi is
now done, but
Doermi is once again going for something really aggressive here, and I feel like if Protoss does actually decide to build a cybernetics core,
and does actually decide to build any
Oh.
units whatsoever.
Yeah, if he just builds units, then he should be fine. Like, he has the ramp. He just needs to like watch the destructible rocks.
Yeah. This is so long for reinforcements.
32 harvesters against 25. He has 2 cannons, and Doermi is moving up with 3 roaches here. So he's gonna have like 4 roaches, and however many Zerglings he's gonna build. But it doesn't seem like he's building any. So really, this is just not gonna do anything, and he sacrifices a lot of economy. He could have built so many drones instead of these.
It might not do anything in a normal ladder game, but here I see that TheAwaken is just supply blocked again, and pretty badly at that.
Yeah, but it's like the 2 cannons alone are already enough to deal with the roaches.
Yeah.
Of course, we have the same problem as always, that he just doesn't spend his money
at all.
700, 800 minerals,
It
900
seems like
minerals.
he's... I don't know. Well, maybe I think I know what the problem is. In a 1 gate or in a one base play, you get the gateway up, and you have all your you get the warp gate finished, and all your gateways are done, and you can immediately start producing units with warp gate tech. While in this case, it takes some time until you get the warp gate tech. So he just doesn't want to build any units out of the unfinished gateways or the unfinished warp gates.
Well, theoretically, in most styles of PvZ, you only have one gateway until basically most prototypes just time it up, the time of when they build their gateways to the time when warp gate will be finished.
Yeah,
so that's how we got to see a lot of +1.
In a higher level game, that would be true, but I still think that this might be the reason here.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
Okay, so we have 7 Mutals in production. And these can just waltz in here, kill all probes, and yeah. They won't be hindered in any shape or form.
Yeah, it's too bad. If he just spent his money, he could have gotten quite a few stalkers. I mean, his build is not very good against mutas with the 2 robots. That's actually pretty bad.
Yeah, he has 3 immortals, and as you might know, immortals just can't shoot up.
Yeah, it's too bad. It's basically good against all the styles of play that Doermi has shown so far, but now for the first time he's going for fast mutas, and they are just gonna do so much damage if he doesn't get a shitload of stalkers very fast now.
These mutas are gonna rip through the probe line.
And again, going for a double Stargate.
This just seems way too much from 2 base, but if your macro,
I mean, it's really not a scary. It's really not a scary amount of mutas. Like, you don't need a lot of stalkers to do with 7 mutas, but he's not reacting at all. He's just letting all of his probes die.
Yep, just pulling the probes would have been alright. Now he's gonna lose some more probes in the expo.
Yeah, I mean, the good news is that Doermi just cuts insane amounts of economy, and Protoss really should have been very far ahead. So now, even though they
now it just goes back and forth. Oh, sweet.
Yeah, that's why you should just only
leave a couple of stalkers in each base, and you'll be fine. Now he can just move back if he does it well.
Now, if he sends back his workers to the gas, he can get a lot of Phoenix out with 2 Stargates.
There's 5 immortals rushing out to kill this.
That is a lot of.
There's just a couple of mutas will stop this right away.
If he just builds,
build
his
more
army
stalkers,
is so much
but they're not
stronger.
producing anything. Both of them aren't. And
his army is really a lot stronger, but the mutas, he's just not dealing with them very well.
Yeah.
And if Doermi uses their mobility correctly, then he can pin the Protoss in his base very long, unless he finally sends his probes to gas and just
he needs more minerals. Doermi has a pretty good gas income, but his minerals are way too low. Just take another expo, build more drones behind this.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is that even though he killed a lot of probes, he still doesn't have much of an...
Yeah, they're pretty much even. Again. And this is just... When you're this far ahead, you should get more ahead. Just take another expo or 2.
Yeah, that's pretty much what you always want to do when you go for mutas, is as soon as, at least the very last time you should ever build your 3rd is after your mutas are out.
Yeah.
Some do shortly before that, but if you play the safe, uneconomic style, then you're gonna build it after you have sufficient amount of mutas.
And mutas are generally not the unit you build to finish an opponent off. Mutas are something to keep in their base and get more expos and surpass them economically.
Yeah. And he's not doing...
But with that Muta Roach mix, he might just go straight for the jugular.
Yeah, but that shouldn't work because 5 immortals
is a bit too much. That's asking a bit.
And TheAwaken has finally started dealing with the mutas much better. He left a few stalkers in his main base, which is really important. And he is building phoenixes now. Although I wonder if at this level, I wonder if phoenixes are even the right choice compared to mutas, because you have to micro the phoenixes correctly for them to be worth it.
If they're used in conjunction with the stalkers, it might be a good idea, but by themselves they're not going to work that good.
But I still think that I mean, Dermy has to be scared now because Phoenix is, with good micro, can kill a lot of mutas.
Jeremy's going for drop again.
That's interesting.
Wow, he's pretty good for his injects are pretty good. His queens don't have that much energy. Mine are looking worse than that. I know that for sure. And now he's going for the third.
Yeah, it's just playing, and basically throughout this entire series, except for the one game where he kind of, or tried to go for the Stefano style Max Roach play, he always went for very, very uneconomic builds.
Yeah.
Just